Hi everyone, namaste. I'm Abhishek Shankar Mishra, also kind of known as ASM when I'm drunk. Um, and I'm here in New York for the tea time sessions and pretty grateful to be here as well. So I'm gonna play a few songs of mine and I'm gonna tell you a story about each of the songs. The first song is called Hold On. I wrote this song some 4 or 5 years ago when I just picked up music again back then after a hiatus of like 6 years. Um, and this song was about um, basically about telling yourself to hold on when the times are not so good and times are not so not so favorable and everything. And it also helped me in a very dark time in my life. Sometimes when music does that to you, it just takes it just takes that much more meaning to you. It just means that much more to you in life and everything. So this is the first song. It's called Hold On. Hold on, I have broken thoughts and a smile. You're the shadow of stone, but a star in my sky. And how will it ever end? Like the cool breeze flowing through my hair. And how will you find the end? I'm yours till I'm end. Will it fall and die like the thoughts in my sky? I said, when it rains, do you hold your head high? If it's all the same, won't you breathe in the night tonight? And how will it ever end? Like the cool breeze flowing through my hair. And how will you find the end? I'm yours till I'm end. Oh, will it fall and die like the thoughts in my sky? And that's the first one. Thank you. Those are real applause, by the way. So, I'd like to talk a little bit about my music and my journey so far as well. When I was young, when I was 18, well, I used to play music in school, in the school band and stuff. But I come from 6 generations of music. My grandfather, the late great Pandit Umashankar Mishra, was one of the first disciples from Pandit Ravi Shankar's first batch back in the late 40s and the 50s. So my grandfather grew up when classical music was like on a rise in the West. So he toured everywhere. So he would get these Polaroids and pictures and stuff from Germany and from Korea, and that just fascinated me. The life, the tour life fascinated me, and it was just ingrained. So much so that I envisioned doing this when I was maybe 6, maybe 5. But ironically, I was never really that. I love classical music, but I was not inclined to play it. To the chagrin of of my parents, who really wanted me to pick it up, because the first instrument that I picked up was a little sitar, but I told him I don't feel it, and I don't feel it. I want a guitar. I want a guitar in my hand. And then my dad proceeded to get me the worst guitar in the world, because he had no idea what kind of guitar would be good. But I remember the tension, the strings were raised like at least half an inch from the fretboard, so you would like kill yourself playing those, and my fingers would turn black to blue to green at the end of it. But I kept at it. I would every day come back from school and just play one note after the other, because I didn't think of it as practice. I never thought of it as practice. I just thought, I just really want to do this. I really, really, really want to do this. So I taught myself. I still can't read or write music, but my friends were gracious enough to teach me. One of the first songs I ever learned was Unforgiven by Metallica on the acoustic guitar. That got a head nod from from one of the fans. And that's it. All my friends taught me music, one after the other. And I was so blessed to have them. So when I came out of school, I wanted a band, and through a few friends here and there and stuff like that, I got one. And we played at the old G's Terrace back in Tamil. The first song I sang on stage was "Creep" by Radiohead. I still remember. Yeah, that was a pretty wild time. It's during those times that you learn how important music is. And sometimes music has this catharsis of calming you down and sort of telling you it's going to be all right, and that happens to almost all of us. That's the name of the next song. It's actually called "It's All Right." And I wrote this song because it's just like almost like a hymn to just to say everything will pass, good or bad, everything will pass. It's all right. You understand the reason why everybody does everything at one point, good or bad, and you go to the source of all of it, and you realize it's okay, it's all right, even if it's bad to you, it's okay, it's all right. You understand. So that's the next song. It's also the next single I'm about to release solo under the moniker ASM in about a month's time, I think. So yeah, this is "It's All Right." Look at my hand, it's shaking. All right. Time is by your side, push and pulling you while you're high. drift away the moment behind, and tell me if it's all, it's alright. It's alright if I have you today, and tomorrow is goodbye. All this time, now watch it leave and go while you smile, and let me keep it. If it's all, it's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. Thank you. Yeah. So, where was I? The tale of ASM. Ah, yes. I had just got into music. And then I had to leave it for a good 6 years. You know, responsibilities and stuff. To the point that if you told me I would be doing this in 2017, and maybe even back 2010, 6 years back, I would have told, pass me whatever you're smoking, because it was not going to happen. I gave it up. I gave all of it up. I thought my life had taken another path altogether, and I still remember giving away my guitars and giving away my amp was one of the most hardest things I ever did. And I gave it to my friend because he was playing music, and I said, you know what, this is going to be more help to you than it's ever going to be for me. So I gave it up, and then I was working and helping, and somewhere down the line, we used to have these big load shedding and power cuts back home, which we don't now. Yes, thank you. I spent 10 years of my life in darkness there. What the hell? All of us did in Nepal. So, you know, I mean, I had this old, it was not even my guitar. I just borrowed a guitar because I had nothing to do at home. So I would just start, I would start strumming. So I was during that time, or right before that, we had this, the infamous Mahabodh, the way we would all buy our CDs and stuff, all those beautiful bootlegs. And I loved every CD I got. I still have all the CDs I got from there. All my education, so much of my education came from those CDs. And I remember getting the, Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, and then I got Led Zeppelin's Greatest Hits. And I never knew I had a vocal that could go higher up the register or lower down the register. I had no idea what my vocals could do. I didn't even know I had vocals to begin with. But it was when I heard Since I've Been Loving You by Led Zeppelin. And I remember singing along to the song. And that song is Wildfire. And I just went, wait a minute, maybe I can do this. And right around that time, one of my friends, he said, "Hey, you want to jam and stuff?" I'm like, "Yeah, cool, okay." You know, and you have to know, I didn't smoke, drink, do anything back then. And I just went in, and he just put up his laptop, and he asked me, "Yeah, let's just jam." And I jammed for 15 minutes. And like 15 days later, he said, you gotta come to my shop, man. You have to see this." And he played that recording to me, and I heard my voice for the first time, and I went, "Wow, okay." And he said, "We have to make a band. We have to make a band together and stuff." And we did. It was in Jatha at that time, and we would do we would make originals as well, and we would sing covers, and all of them would start with the Ek Mana Raksi. All of them would start. All of the practices would start like that, and the days I spent in Jatha, I talk so much about it. I've written a song called Louisiana, because Jatha for me is Louisiana. That's where I learned the blues. I slept on the streets. I passed out in the baals and the mandirs over there. I hope my mom and dad don't see this video. And I just, that's where I learned the blues and music and how it actually moves you and stuff. And we did, like, we practiced day and night because all of us loved it, absolutely loved it. And Visa Lion band studio at the end of the day. But I kept at it because I thought I could do something about this. This was back in 2013, 12, so it's not that long back. And, you know, slowly by slowly, I started realizing that if in music sometimes you have to go a little high and a little low, but you find your kind of music. You know, you always find your kind of music. And it was during these days that it was presented to me that, hey, you know, it's time you made solo songs as well, not just with the band and stuff. So I asked myself, if I had to make a song, if I had to write a song, if I had to, you know, what could that song be? And I still remember sitting on my bed. It was a sunny afternoon, and I still remember just picking up the guitar and going, and I went, "Oh, that's kind of cool. I like that. Let's see what I can go with this." And what came after was a song called "Summertime." That was probably the first solo song that I ever wrote, and a song that's very, very close to me. And as we come to a close, I would like to give you my first song that I ever wrote for myself and as a musician. And there's a song called "Summertime." When you're down and your dreams are in the ground, take the time and let me breathe into your eyes. Oh, but wait, let me sing as I bring in the summertime. And you're right, I'm feeling fine, wondering if it's alright. Struggling, wondering if all I see is in my eyes. Oh, but wait, let me sing as I bring in the summertime. When you're down, when you're down, and your dreams are in the ground, take the time, and let me breathe into your eyes. Oh, but wait, let me sing. Oh, but wait, let me sing as I bring in, as I bring in, as I bring in the summertime. Yeah. Thank you, everyone.